In-depth news on Live Peacefully. Jungkook finally stopped all drama. Presented in a narrative that flows like a long journey of a young person who chooses to calm down rather than continue to be in the spotlight of the world. Jungkook, the golden magne known for his energy, discipline, and boundless dedication to music and his fans, has finally made a move that many would never have imagined. He has chosen to live in peace and put an end to all the drama that has overshadowed him. The decision was not just a short statement or a sweet sentence to calm the public, but rather the result of a long inner journey, full of wounds, pressures, as well as a strong desire to find himself behind all the camera glare and the crowd who always wanted to know every detail of his life. This change stems from a point that people are rarely aware of: emotional fatigue that slowly builds up. Jungkook, who always performed strongly on stage, apparently harbored so many inner upheavals. He is no longer a 15-year-old teenager who came to Seoul with great expectations, but grew into a figure who now has to bear all the expectations of the world. Years of living in the shadow of extreme popularity can get anyone caught up in an endless drama. A drama that not only arises from the outside, but also develops within a person as the world continues to force them to look perfect. Jungkook felt it all, and in the midst of a global career that continues to peak, he took the most surprising step for a singer of his level. He chose to step back for a moment from all the hustle and bustle of drama, chose peace, chose himself, and chose to live life without unnecessary burdens. The peaceful life he meant did not mean leaving the entertainment world, but freeing himself from small wars that did not give him room to breathe. In several previous interviews, Jungkook had admitted that he often felt pulled in two directions by various opinions and expectations. There is a part of him that wants to always look perfect and be the pride of the army, but there is also a small part that is slowly tired of having to face public opinion that is sometimes sharper than a knife. The dramas come in many forms: incessant rumors, scathing comments from those who don't even know him personally, to the relentless pressure to stay on top. In the end, he realized that none of the plays were really important to his future. What matters is his mental health, his happiness, and the tranquility of life that he has been secretly longing for. The decision to stop all that drama appears in some small but significant changes. Jungkook began to be more selective in choosing activities, more daring to say no to projects that made him feel uncomfortable, and began to be more open about the limits he had hidden himself. He no longer forces himself to be strong all the time. In fact, some sources in the Korean entertainment industry say that Jungkook is now much more up-to-date, more honest, and more assertive in maintaining his personal space. In the past, he often let public opinion set the direction of his steps. Now he chooses to manage his own life without waiting for validation from anyone. Many fans see this change as a great form of maturity. Jungkook, who always put career above all else, is now beginning to realize that he is also a human being who has the right to feel calm, to rest, and to live without suffocating pressure. The army welcomed this decision warmly, even fully supporting its efforts to live peacefully. On various social media, many fans wrote that they would rather see Jungkook happy and healthy, rather than continue to force himself to pursue perfection, which makes him depressed. However, as always, when a big star takes a step different from public expectations, the outside world begins to speculate. Some thought Jungkook's decision to stop the drama was related to some internal issues of the entertainment industry. Some suspected that Jungkook was preparing for something big, so he chose to clear his emotional space. But, despite all the speculation, one thing is certain: he now seems calmer than ever. Even in some of his recent appearances, Jungkook looks much more relaxed, shines more naturally, and expresses himself more carefree. Living peacefully may sound simple, but for a global superstar who lives every day in the spotlight, this is a bold decision. Stopping drama does not mean shutting yourself off from the world, but opening new doors to a healthier, more stable, and true to yourself life. Jungkook now goes about his day with a more purposeful approach. He practices music when his heart desires it, he rests when his body asks for it, he rejects things that do not benefit his soul's peace, and he embraces the little things that make him feel alive. Behind all these steps, there is a great message that he secretly conveys. No triumph is worth the loss of identity. No amount of popularity will matter if someone continues to be in a circle of drama that only brings injury. Jungkook is now choosing to break the circle. He chooses to live according to the rhythm that makes him happy. He chose to let go of a burden he shouldn't have. And for the first time since the beginning of his career, he was actually seen enjoying that freedom. Jungkook's decision was an inspiration to many. In a world full of noise, small conflicts, social pressures, and drama that sometimes we do not realize, the choice to live in peace is a rare form of courage. Jungkook reminds us that a quiet life is not a sign of surrender, but proof that a person has found true priorities in his life. And while a Jungkook who grew up in a storm of popularity can only choose peace, anyone in this world should be able to do the same, choose happiness without having to participate in dramas that leave no room for growth. Now, Jungkook's peaceful journey has just begun. The world may still be calling his name, the media may still be spotlighting his every move, and rumors may still be coming after him. But there was a change in the way Jungkook responded to everything. Drama no longer had power over him. He is no longer a victim of public pressure. He is now someone who manages his own life with a much calmer heart. And in that quietness, Jungkook found something he had been searching for all along. Peace that popularity, awards, or the camera spotlight could not provide. A peace that can only arise when one finally dares to say, "Enough. I choose a quiet life from now on." In the continuation of this narrative journey, Jungkook's chosen calmness begins to be felt not only from his statements, but also from the way he faces the world. There is a subtle yet powerful change emanating from her figure. Firmness without aggression, calmness without resignation, and happiness that is no longer shaped by external validation, but by the maturity that emerges from 1,000 wounds that have slowly healed. Just like someone who has finally found a home after years of being lost in the crowd, Jungkook now stands at the point where he can say that he is fine even though the world around him does not stop rumbling. And that's exactly where her beauty lies. She chooses silence in the midst of noise, chooses peace in the midst of drama, and chooses herself in the midst of expectations that never know limits. The most interesting of these changes is how Jungkook began to learn to accept that he could not control the world. He can only control how he responds. In the past, when rumors, criticism, or drama arose, he often felt that he had to prove something, have to work harder, should be more perfect. He has to give more than he actually has. But life isn't about proving one's worth in the eyes of the world. It's about finding that value in oneself. And Jungkook finally understands that. When many artists chose to fight dramas with other dramas, Jungkook chose the opposite path. He knows that he does not need to answer everything,